Hi YouTube, this is Joe Calton with Calton Cutlery. Visit me on the web, caltoncutlery.com. Okay, so tomorrow is going to be a very cool day. A buddy of mine from high school is getting married tomorrow. And so in the morning, my wife and I are going to go ahead and jump in the car and, go to that town where my buddy and I graduated high school. He still lives there, and watch him marry his girl. And so, very cool day, very exciting to watch them. They've been they've been living together for a while now, but, now they're making it official, like writing it up on the chalkboard in the principal's office. So anyway, so now it's going to be official. They are going to be married, husband and wife, all that kind of stuff. So, since he's a friend of mine, and since he's getting married, I made him a wedding knife. These right here are the wedding knives that I've been giving as gifts now for about the last 5 or 6 years, somewhere around there. They've evolved a little bit, but they're the basics is still the same, and they're kind of a nakiri that's ground a little on the thick side. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and tell you where this idea for the nakiris as wedding gifts came from, and then we'll go ahead and take a little bit closer look at this knife, and then you can just see the cool knife I made my buddy, or if you want one, you can call me up and order one, whatever. So anyway, so the idea for these nakiris as wedding gifts came from Murray Carter's book, Bladesmithing with Murray Carter. If you guys don't know who Murray Carter is, he's a very talented knife maker. If I remember right, in his book, he was born in Canada, but really liked Japanese cutlery, and so I guess he moved to Japan and became a bladesmith over there. Spent quite a while over there. Last I heard, he just got himself a new ranch somewhere in Oregon, if I remember right. And he's making knives there. He's doing like an apprenticeship type program, for new smiths to come in. And then, if I remember right, he still does guided tours of Japan also. Just a pretty cool dude. Anyway, so seeing as how he's is trained as a Japanese bladesmith, he's really up on all the different styles of Japanese knives. I'm kind of not. I do make some Japanese styled knives, but I'm by no means an expert in the Japanese cutlery type of deal. When I make like a nakiri or a wabocho or a santoku or something like that, it's typically the profile that the customer is after, and then I usually just use straight 1095 with my heat treat. I don't really get into laminated blades all that much. But anyway, in this page 29 of the book here, he's going, a quick description of each of the main Japanese blade styles. And when it comes to the nakiri here, there's a picture of his nakiri. Hey, chill out. Hey, that's the Amazon guy, okay? It's all right. Labs get kind of crazy sometimes. Says, the nakiri is the epitome of a vegetable cutting blade. It literally means leaf cutter, and that really is the best description of this awesome tool. Generally, they have very thin blades, but some of the professional kata-ha blades tend to be thicker. The average nakiri bocho has a 165 millimeter length blade. Unlike any of the other Japanese blades, only the nakiri will retain its original length after years of repeated sharpening. That's because there's no point, so you don't sharpen the point. So the blade will stay the same length. It won't get shorter as you sharpen it back, but it will get narrower. Only the nakiri will retain its original length after years of repeated sharpening, even though the blade will get narrower. Despite the absence of a pointy tip, the corner edge of the nakiri heel is used to pierce packaging. Now here's the the part that made me get the idea to give these away. Interestingly, the nakiri is the most popular cutlery to give to a newlywed couple as a gift because of the lack of a pointed tip. Well-wishers are hoping that this will prevent it from becoming Exhibit A after the couple has their first disagreement. Basically, what he's saying there is that since the knife doesn't have a tip, the newlywed couple is not likely to stab each other with the knife, right? Now, having been married myself to my wonderful wife for over 20 years, and thinking back on those first couple of years, you know, there's some truth to that. I mean, that's one of those things that it's kind of some pretty dry humor. I mean, it's serious. I mean, you know, they don't want each other stabbing each other, but you know, there is some humor in it. So anyway, so that was the what got me thinking this is the knife that I wanted to give to friends when they get married. So anyway, on to this particular knife here. You know, Murray deals, you know, in Japanese knives. I believe they're on the metric system. You know, I'm here in the U.S. where we're still on the imperial system. So we're looking at about a 7-inch blade, about a 12-inch overall length, 2 inches wide or tall, depending on who you talk to on there. We're looking at 3/32 or .093 thick stock at the spine. This one I just measured it. It's about 13 to 14 thousandths at the shoulder of the edge where the sharpening marks end. About 25 thousandths of an inch thick, a 1/4 inch back from the edge. And I said about 3/32 thick at the spine. So pretty much what those numbers tell you is that this is ground a little on the thick side for me. For this class of knife, like a chef's knife, I would typically, or a nakiri, a normal thinly ground nakiri, which means leaf cutter, remember. So no bones, no frozen foods, things like that. I typically go 5 to 8 thousandths thick at the shoulder of the edge, and typically about 18 to 20 thousandths of an inch, a 1/4 inch back, still out of the same 3/32 inch stock. A chef's knife, I have started grinding those a little bit thicker lately, the last 2 or 3 years or so, just because, you know, I mean, I like to grind thin, but it seemed like, you know, like that 5 thousandths inch thick in a 2-inch wide blade is a little on the thin side for the general public in a, you know, an overall 8-inch class chef's knife. So, you know, a typical chef, I typically shoot for right at about 10 thousandths of an inch thick at the shoulder of the edge, give or take a couple of thousandths one way or another. So this one's made out of straight up 1095. It's been differentially hardened. Hardening line is right about there or so. So from there down is hard steel. From here to about here is going to be kind of like a springy-ish type steel. From here up is going to be more of a, it won't be dead soft. It'll be kind of a soft spring sort. 1095 will flash harden. So as you heat this blade up and you drop it into the oil, you only drop it into about halfway, right? Well, as that oil vaporizes and rises up, it flashes by the hot steel, and it does cool it fast enough that you do get a little bit of a hardening there. Anyways, this one's got a black linen bolster, I guess you could call it, with a little green spacer, and this is some spalted cottonwood burl. I believe that's cottonwood. Yeah, I think it is. That I got off of a buddy of mine's place that I stabilized. And it's got quite a bit of, you know, curly flamage going on in there, some burl at the back, and a little bit of spalting up in here. So a pretty nice handle and everything. So anyway, so like I said, tomorrow, my wife and I are going to go ahead and take this up and, you know, watch my buddy get hitched. and then you know, give them the knife as a wedding gift, and you know, wish them well for you know, hopefully the next, you know, 10, 20, 30, 50 years, however long they decide to stay together, and you know, wish them the best of times while they are together. And so I thought I'd go ahead and share with you all the wedding knife that I made for him. So again, this is Joe Calton with Calton Cutlery. You can visit me on the web, caltoncutlery.com. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we will see you next time.